All right, let's get right into it. We're not talking about temporary motivation hacks today. This is about something way deeper. It's about self-government. We're going to lay out a framework for your life, an internal system that I like to call the architecture of the non-negotiable self.
So I want to start with a question, and I want you to really sit with it for a second. What would actually change in your life tomorrow if your self-worth was just not up for negotiation anymore? Not as a nice idea, but as your real lived reality. Because honestly, everything we're about to discuss hangs on the answer to that one question. So what exactly is this non-negotiable self? Well, think of it as the version of you that operates from this core of just unshakable clarity. It's not some mask you put on. It's the person you truly become, the one who just doesn't bargain for respect, doesn't chase validation, and absolutely does not make themselves available for inconsistent behavior.
Okay, so to build this non-negotiable self, first we have to understand the invisible blueprint of our relationships. You see, every single significant connection you have, it operates on an unspoken contract. There's no paperwork, no one signs on the dotted line. It's just this silent agreement that really defines the terms of engagement.
And this unspoken contract, it really boils down to two fundamental clauses. First up, loyalty. And this isn't passive. It's an active, two-way street of having each other's back. And second, respect. This is a big one. It's a privilege that has to be earned and continuously maintained. It's not just a given. If either one of these is broken, the whole agreement just becomes invalid. Simple as that.
And you know, loyalty isn't about how long you've known someone. It's an active, ongoing agreement. It's a promise that's so simple but so powerful. I protect you and you protect me. That right there, that's the glue that holds the whole thing together.
So, what happens when that contract gets violated? I don't mean just bent a little, I mean shattered. According to this whole framework, the change isn't some slow fade into nothing. No, it's a sudden, decisive, and immediate shift.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's so stark. Before the breach, they had access to everything. Your trust, your energy, your vulnerability. And then after, boom, they're a stranger. Access is just revoked. And this isn't an act of anger. You got to understand that. It's an act of clarity. Now, this is the part where we really need to flip the script in our heads. It's so easy to see this as a loss, right? But just look at the exchange. What did they lose? Access, intimacy, connection. And what did you gain? Clarity, independence, space. Their departure creates the space you need to grow. That isn't cold, it's a powerful act of self-preservation.
But setting that boundary out there with someone else? It's only possible because of a commitment you make inside yourself. The most crucial part of this entire framework is how you respond. It all comes down to one profound act: loyalty to yourself.
I really want you to let this one sink in. The greatest betrayal isn't what somebody else does to you. It's what you do to yourself afterward. Chasing them, begging for closure, trying to get validation from the very person who disrespected you. That, right there, is the textbook definition of self-abandonment.
And this brings us to this incredible idea from the philosopher Neville Goddard, which is so central to all of this. He said, "You don't get what you want, you get what you assume you are." Think about that. If you assume you're someone who has to chase for value, well, your reality is going to reflect that. But the second you change that core assumption about yourself, your entire world has to shift to match it.
So let's be crystal clear about this. When you decide consciously to stop chasing, you are showing profound loyalty to yourself. You're making a powerful statement. You're saying, I will not abandon my own path to follow someone who has already left it. This has absolutely nothing to do with pride or ego. It's the very foundation of self-respect. Now, some people out there, they're going to call this arrogance. They'll misunderstand it completely. But it's not arrogance at all. It's alignment. It's just knowing your worth and refusing to put it on the discount rack for anyone. When someone disrespects that, your absence becomes the only explanation they'll ever need.
So when you start to combine all these principles, the unspoken contract, that immediate shift, the absolute refusal to chase, something really powerful starts to solidify inside you. This is it. This is the emergence of the non-negotiable self.
So what does this version of you actually look like? Well, it doesn't chase. It doesn't bargain or negotiate for basic respect. It doesn't tolerate inconsistency between what people say and what they do. It never, ever begs to be valued. And this one is crucial. It doesn't waste energy explaining its standards. This self isn't hard or bitter. It's just clear. And that clarity, that is real power.
At the end of the day, this entire framework is really an act of profound self-love. It's a private, powerful vow that you make to yourself. It's a commitment that quietly says, I will protect you, I will value you, and I will not settle for less than you deserve.
And so we end up right back where we started, with a question for you. After hearing all of this, what is your non-negotiable? And what is the real price of disrespect in your world? Because the moment you can answer that honestly, trust me, that's when everything changes.